John, finishes Barrow 3, Gillingham 0. Just give us your thoughts on the performance.
Firstly, I'd like to apologise to the fans. If I'd travelled 6 hours, paid hard-earned money that I've been working hard for all week, to see a team just boot the ball up forward with no idea, no passion, no fight, no drive, no desire, I would be absolutely livid. I'm livid myself. I'm livid for the lack of responsibility they've shown to the fans. I think it's been an absolute disgrace today. We didn't start the game very well at all. It was 20 minutes before we put two passes together. Then we got a foothold into the game. Had a couple of chances. The game petered out to a nothing first half, 0-0. We're rallying them, trying to have a go, saying, well, you know, we can get back on top here, we can win this game. And then we proceed to just boot the ball up to Joe and hope that he just fights and wrestles for it. It's no idea of how to pass the ball. Everything we've worked on in training this week, which was very, very promising, very positive, the way we approached training this week. I went into this game super confident, and it evaporates when players they just don't seem to want to care. And I've been managing 25 years. I've got to say that is up there with one of the worst feelings I've had as a manager, but also one of the worst performances I've seen from any one of my teams, with a lack of fight and a lack of desire, and conceding goals that are easily avoidable. Well, the second two, you know, the first one, you got to give Gailey his due. He's tried to win the header, just come off him a bit awkwardly, and the lads, it's a great finish from the lad, but again, there's no one picking the runner-up. We didn't have any desire to pick up any second ball today. They picked up all the second balls, and things have got to change. You know, I've come in and tried to change it as quick as I could. That hasn't worked. I'm going to have to use different tactics. The players are treated too well, in my opinion. They're too soft, they're too cosseted, and I haven't altered it quick enough. And so I've got to take the full responsibility for that. It's down to me. I put the team out onto the pitch. I picked the team. I haven't toughened them up, and that's something that I should be ashamed of, to be honest. Because that's every team who's ever played for me has had that desire. So I apologise for that as well. I apologise to the fans for not toughening this team up. Make no bones about it. The gloves are off now. So there'll be a lot of sanctions. There'll be a lot of soul searching. There'll be a lot of effort put into it. Well, I say a lot of effort. I mean, the staff put as much effort in as we can. Everything is laid on a plate for these players. And when you turn in performances like that, it sticks in your throat. It makes me sick. It makes me want to vomit, to be honest. We're going to have to work every single day of the week, and we will work every single day of the week between now and the end of the season. And that means the players will be coming in every single day of the week. Okay, they've made plans tomorrow, and you know, I'm not that heartless, but from Monday morning there'll be no days off. There'll be no days off between now and the end of the season, because this team have got to start earning the corn and showing passion and pride and playing for them fans, because them fans deserve miles more than this. I feel like crying for them. You know, I know how long the trip is. We did it yesterday, and them fans have travelled all this way to see an absolute nonsense of a second half, an abject performance with no drive, no desire. You know, I'd be losing my head if I was a fan. I'm losing my head now because I'm the manager, and I see players who just don't care, and that's on my watch. That's an absolute disgrace, and it's a disgrace for me. So I've got to change. I've got to change, or not. I've got to change this, not change me. I'll never change me, because I know I'm a very good manager, and history tells you by the teams I've put out that have run through a brick wall. That's on a team run through a brick wall. That's on a team who's run through a cardboard wall. And it might seem as though I'm throwing them under the bus. No, I'm taking the blame myself, because I haven't toughened them up enough, and that was my remit, to come in here and give them a shake. I haven't given them, but I have tried to give them a shake. The tactics I've used so far hasn't worked. There'll be harsher tactics, And I'm going to get players playing for this club, and I'm going to get players playing for these fans, because they deserve miles more than what they're getting at this moment in time. Particularly when you travel away from home. And you know, the games we've lost so far, they've been by the odd goal, and we've always been in the game. We threw the towel in there, and that's an absolute disgrace. A disgrace. And I won't allow it. And you'll see it. You'll have to see a different Gillingham from now on. You'll have to.
John, appreciate it. Ben?
John, you're always very honest about kind of your own role and how you can improve, and just you've told us what it did look like today. What did you want it to look like when you set the team out today?
So we set out today to press them high up the pitch, to get balls into the box, to get bodies into the box, to make chances to cross, to get the midfielders on the front foot, to get Taki into the spaces that we know would be. And he did get in about 3 or 4 times in the first half, just couldn't really get a shot off. After that, we just... I can't abide watching a team just kick the ball long and hope that the ball's going to drop. Their centre-half put weight on today. You know, he's heading the ball, he's bringing it down on his chest. It's senseless. We've got footballers who can pass the ball. Honestly, it was 22 minutes before we put 2 passes together today. And then after that, we grew into the game. And I'm thinking, well, you know, half time, but we step it up. We'll get something out of this game. We'll win this game if we step it up, if we play to the strengths that we've got, the ability that we've got. If we get our wide players on the ball, or our attacking players on the ball, the likes of Asher, the likes of Joe, get Nev in the box, trying to score goals, get Taki in and around the box to have shots up or probe little balls through. That all went out the window in the second half. We just stopped playing. We just surrendered possession, and then it's a big boot, and the first goal is the killer goal. But after that, you'd think half of our team has walked off the pitch. It's just unacceptable.
You obviously changed the formation, and it feels like you're trying to change stuff to see what works, to try and get something to work.
Well, you've got a set of players. I go back to the 2 Cossitors. The club can't be criticised for this, and I know the fans will criticise the club. The club can't be criticised for this. Everything is put on a plate for them, probably too much, and that's got to change. You've got to start earning the right to be a professional footballer. You've got to start earning the right to represent people, because we're representing a town here. We're representing Gillingham as a place. Now we're representing a set of football fans who deserve miles more than this. You know, to put up their hard-earned money and travel 6 hours to support a team, to get that, it makes me feel sick.
You're in a relegation scrap the way things are going.
Well, if we don't pick up, we will be in a relegation scrap. But, you know, I've been around the block long enough to know that the only way you do that is by hard work. And we'll have to see a different Gillingham team on Tuesday. And
you've got a big squad, so you can change things around. Albeit, obviously, you've left some guys out for this one. So, you know, will you bring those players back in, or is it, you know, about them showing you what you want to see in training, etc.?
People have just got to earn the right to play for Gillingham Football Club, and they earn the right by working hard and training. So, you know, you don't become a good player or a better player because you haven't played and the team's lost. You've got to earn the right by how you train, how you work, what desire you've got to get on the pitch first and foremost, and then to stay on the pitch. You know, I don't take shirts off players. Players take the shirts off themselves, or they give it back to somebody else. You don't leave players out who are working their socks off for playing well. The one bright spark today was Andy Smith. Thought he was exceptional. And he's the only player who could walk out of that dressing room with his head held high.
Yeah, and I think the fans applauded him off as well, actually. Just thinking ahead, obviously Tuesday, it's a quick turnaround for that game, and you're obviously taking on a side who are flying high at the top of the table. So in the meantime, I guess, as you say, you've got a lot of soul searching to do about how you can change this in such a quick turnaround.
It's just about who you're playing, whether you're playing top of the league, bottom of the league. If you go out with an attitude of a don't care attitude, you'll get exactly what we got today. The players didn't care today, in my opinion, and that's never going to happen. It hasn't happened on my watch more than 3 times in 25 years. That won't happen again.
How do you get them to play? Is it tough love?
Well, we'll see.
Thank you.
You've always said you've had the quality in the team, haven't you? It's just the mentality.
There, but the quality's there. The mentality is absolutely terrible. I know confidence is low, but that's no excuse. You can't have that as an excuse that you're low on confidence. You know, that's a ridiculous excuse. You're a professional footballer. You're paid to be a professional footballer. You're paid to represent people. You're paid to represent the club. I'm well paid, by the way. And the very, very least you can do is run yourself into the ground. We didn't today in the second half. In the second half, I could live with the first half because pitch was a bit lively. We didn't really get to grips with the game at the start. They did. And then we warmed into the game. I can live with the first half. I can't live with the second half.
Have they showed you at the end of the game in the dressing room? Do they look like they're hurting?
The rocket they got off me, I think they were. I wouldn't know whether they were there or not. I hope they are. But the rocket they got off me was quite vociferous, and that's only the tip of the iceberg if we don't book our ideas up. But the first thing we'll start is we'll start earning our money, and if that means coming in every day, that's what we'll do.
And you mentioned Andy Smith, his first debut, played right back. You were happy with him at least.
He was outstanding today. You know, maybe could have got tighter for the third goal, but he's not expecting a runner to go into the box totally unmarked. I thought he was exceptional. Was up to the physical challenge, was up to the mental challenge, and he'll only get better for us.
Places up for grabs all over the place, wasn't there, everywhere else?
He is, yeah.